Hey Capricorn, intuitive soul coach here with your November 2023 love and family reading. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. These are general readings. Please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below your video. All right, welcome. This is good for any and all placements of Capricorn in your chart, or if you are interested or connecting with a Capricorn. So we have first out here, the forgiving and learning. In almost every single sign, Capricorn has had this showing up for the month of November, because a lot of stuff was stirred up in Libra season. With Libra season and Libran energy being in the South Node collectively, it affected all of us on a deep level when it comes to our partnerships, our relationships with others, family ties, friendships, relationships that we have with our own self. Now, there is a huge opportunity in the month of November to really go within. Now, Scorpio is a water sign, a water element, so it's all about some deep emotional release, and that's what's happening here for you with the forgiving and learning. It says, as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. So I like that this card is coming up, although it can be a little bit difficult to go through some uneasy conversations, some uncomfortable conversations. I'm hearing here the words struggle bus. So some of you may have felt like you were on the struggle bus in a certain relationship. Now, your bonus card, possibly what you don't see coming here, you have the religious factors. And whenever I get this card, it may not necessarily be religious factors, but it is some sort of upbringing that is influencing the relationships that are currently in your life, or the ones that are not in your life. So for some of you, this could be siblings. It could be relationships with parents. For perhaps some of you, there could be some huge differences between how you perceive your own beliefs and your own morals and the way someone else perceives them, because we all have our own different viewpoints. And some of you may be realizing that a partnership, a marriage, a deep friendship, or anyone else that you have a heart-to-heart connection with, they may have a completely different background than you, and you may be realizing whether you can continue to move forward with this person, or if it is so far-fetched, you may be deciding to part ways this month. We'll see what shows up in your reading. But for example, let's say that you went into a relationship and you thought you both were on the same page with maybe family life, and maybe you didn't want children and you both agreed, I don't want children. I just want to, work on my career and spend time together and travel. And let's say someone has a little bit of a change of heart and someone says, I actually do want children, and the other person is not on board at all. These type of things may show up. Now, you may be deciding to work with your partner, compromise, or meet in the middle, find some sort of balance or middle ground. But a lot of you are seeing that you don't want to compromise what you believe so strongly, even if that is something that has changed along the way. And that's why you have the religious aspect, or the upbringing or background. Maybe some of you have always believed that you have to stay in a marriage or in a relationship because that's what you do, right? So there could be some deep-seated beliefs that were ingrained into your energy, your DNA, basically from a very early age. You could be unlearning everything you've learned about a certain belief and incorporating your own, is what I'm getting here. And that's part of forgiving and learning. Forgiving yourself for having expectations, possibly forgiving another person for not having the same viewpoints, because that's okay. And how can we learn that we can either agree to disagree, that we can find a middle ground, or it's okay to even part ways. And that's what I sense happening here for you. Now, for those of you that are looking for love, maybe you're single, you've been wanting to put out that energy, there's been a lot of emotions or a lot coming up for you, but you have an opportunity here to meet true love in the eye, right? You have this opportunity, and it says this is a romance of a lifetime. So there could be someone that you've met in Libra season, or someone that comes in during Scorpio season and really allows you to be all of you. Someone who loves you, Capricorn, for all of the beautifully imperfections that you have, right? All of the flaws, everything, all wrapped up in one. They accept you, and they wouldn't have it any other way. And maybe someone's even told you that. I wouldn't want you to be anyone you're not, right? I want this and that, and I love every piece of you. So if this is someone new, I feel like it does have the potential to go the distance here. Again, a once in a romance type of lifetime. I also feel for those of you that are currently in love, and you are working through some difficulties at this time, it's about seeing each other through the eyes of the heart, not just seeing each other through the eyes of the conditioning and the layers and the beliefs and whatever has been impressed upon us by society, by family, by friends, by other people, okay? Because that can be a big thing here. I also see someone focusing more one-on-one with each other instead of maybe focusing on their electronics or focusing on their career, or, focusing on something else, or being distracted, because I'm getting distraction here, Capricorn, is a big thing either for you or someone else. And I'm getting here a cross. It's like they're cutting distraction in half here. And so I feel like something is being broken open, or something is showing up that allows you to stay present and not feel so distracted. And then you have here, you are lovable. You deserve love. Yes, you do. Okay, you deserve love. And for some of you, you went through a big period of your life where maybe you question, am I lovable? Am I going to find someone? Or is the person that I'm with, did they love me? If they did, they wouldn't do A, B, or C, right? We tend to want to change people at times, and we tend to put on expectations. If this person loved me, then they would only be like this, or they would only, they would do that, when that's not how love works. So there's something here around acceptance and forgiveness and understanding and learning in order for you to take the next steps forward when it comes to any and all relationships in your life. Whether this is with your own children, whether it's with your mother, your father, your soulmate, your spouse, your partner, whoever this is here for you. Could be more than one person as well. What's the heart of the matter for Capricorn in the month of November 2023? Heart of the matter. 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands is showing up here because you have an opportunity here to move forward in an optimistic way. This is about you not taking your eye off the prize. You have the map. You can see that she's holding a map right in front of her because she once was lost. And they're giving me that song. Is it the Amazing Grace? I once was lost, but now I'm found. Okay, maybe some of you just heard that song, or that could mean something to you. But I also hear the rose, so I'm not sure what that means. Maybe Rose is someone's middle name, or the rose, maybe that's a song. And also, as I'm looking, it looks like there's roses or flowers hanging from the baskets here as well. So maybe some of you are receiving roses. Maybe you grow your own rose garden. Rose could be symbolic for opening up the heart, and roses have thorns, right? They have thorns, and sometimes you hold them and you could get cut. So in order for you to revel in the sweet fragrance and energy of rose, sometimes you have to be willing to touch the thorn. And I feel like you've touched the thorn here. And there's that song, every rose has its thorn as well. So for some of you, you have here the map. You're no longer lost. There's a sense of clarity here. There's a sense of you having the patience because your hard work is paying off when it comes to matters of the heart. And a lot of you have been focusing on your goals, on your personal healing, and filling your own cup. It wouldn't surprise me to see the Ace of Cups in your reading. I'm getting a lot of cup energy here. 6 of Cups. Okay, it could even be a 10 of Cups. We have the Four of Swords showing up as crossing your energy. So some of you could be obsessing about a situation. Maybe you're overworking, overthinking, ignoring the signs of rest. I do feel it's important for you to take a load off, right? It's important for you to give yourself a little bit of a break if you need to. You see here that she's laying in a tube. Not a care in the world. The sun is shining on her. She is pampering herself. So for some of you, it's important for you to pamper yourself. But because you may be focused on maybe other people, or maybe there was an opportunity that you felt like you missed out on, you don't feel like you deserve or you can pamper yourself. I also get here for some of you in the month of November, you do a lot for other people, Capricorn. But it's important for you to let other people do things for you. So if someone wants to pamper you, or if, someone wants to take over a situation, it's okay to let them. And you may have difficulty with that at times. Now, it's also an important time to gain that sense of rejuvenation. Take a break, Capricorn. Catch your breath. Regroup. Do what you need to do this month to have a break, to take a break and to pause, to reflect. If you have any choices or decisions that are being made, which I see there could be some for you with the Three of Wands, it's important that you stop and pause. Don't be impulsive and don't let your mind talk you out of a situation here or overthink something to death. We all do that, right? You've all heard of WebMD, where you have a symptom and then you research it, and then by the end of it, you realize that you have 17 different types of, cancer, and that you're probably going to die by the end of the day. So don't overthink something to the max is what I'm getting here for some of you. Don't worst case scenario a situation. Just take a step back, take a hot bath, take a walk, feed the kittens or the puppies if you have them. Right? Play with the kitties or grandchildren. Let's see what's below you. I'm also getting this energy of seriousness. They're giving me very serious. So there could be someone in your world who is very serious. And maybe this is you, Capricorn. Maybe this situation calls for, or not so much calls for, but is very serious. But I feel like what it actually calls for is playfulness. So a situation or a person that may be a little serious, they just need to loosen up, lighten up, right? Let their hair down. Allow them to just breathe, because there's a lot of tension in the shoulder areas. There's a lot of tension within posture as well. Some of you may feel really tight in the body. It'd be a really great month for massage work, energy work, pampering yourself in any possible way. Now, what's below you, Capricorn? Ten of Swords. Well, no wonder you have a little bit of tension. You went through some sort of an ending. For some of you, it was divorce, okay, because this is a divorce certificate. For others of you, there was an ending in the past. Again, this is the deep past, but it certainly could still be affecting you. I also sense that there was a ghosting of a family member. This could be a sister or a brother for some of you. They didn't agree with your beliefs, right? Or something with the upbringing. They didn't agree with the way you were brought up or your beliefs. It could be that you both, of course, came from the same home, but you went in completely different paths. Maybe they are very, very traditional within their beliefs and you are more holistic, and it jives, right? So there's some sort of cutoff, ending, ghosting, or just someone, again, not paying attention. Maybe they're too focused on their job, their career, their electronics, and you had enough, and you may have checked out mentally. Maybe you've checked out emotionally. Maybe some of you have checked out physically. But I feel like there is an end to a situation here. Maybe some of you didn't want this ending, because I am getting a little bit of the reversal here as well. So it's like you come close to the edge here, but maybe there wasn't the ending that you thought there was going to be. Or maybe someone wanted to get a divorce or threatened the D word, okay? Or someone may have had a falling out and they didn't think it could ever be repaired. I feel like there's a new opportunity here for you to either heal. Well, could be hear from this person, but heal from this situation if you haven't already, because it's still showing up in your energy, which means the deep past could still be affecting your present. Let's take a look at the recent past. What's going on? Could be the prior days, it could be the prior weeks, or even the prior months, but this is more recent. What's going on here, please, for Capricorn? Okay, we have the Magician showing up. It is in the reverse, so we're just going to get all the cards here because we're going to lay them out. Oh, beautiful. Okay, we have all the cards we need here for you, and you have 2 outcome cards. So I feel like it's going to be a cup card myself. We're going to see some cups here. Or if we don't see many cups, it's because there's not a lot of emotion. Something needs to be revitalized and brought up, and Scorpio season could be the perfect time to do so. So right away here, in the recent past, you have the Magician, but it's in reverse. The Magician in reverse can manipulate. They can misuse their powers. Right? When you think of a magician on stage, what do? Right? They trick the audience into believing what they want them to believe. And we like to think that this magician has good intentions, right? They're up there on stage. They want to, they want to humor the audience. They want to bring a little bit of that funniness and lighthearted energy to the mix. But sometimes you get those people in your life that misuse that power to manipulate, to control. And I don't like this energy because I feel like this is a big misuse of our power, personal power. So whether this is you or someone around you, this can also be very, very high inflated ego. It can be the energy of narcissism at times. It can be people just, right, using their title or using what they have, their money or their power or whatever it is. They're misusing it in ways that aren't for the highest good. And so in the recent past, you may have been a party of this. You may have been, for whatever reason, the recipient or someone who got caught up in the mix where you didn't want to get caught up in that. But again, when we're in the higher vibrations of the Magician, we manifest every single day. We're constantly manifesting our reality. But the way in which we do that, the intentions behind it, are they more of a fear base or more of a lower vibration of I want to get what I want because it's more of a selfish, right? It's the ego, which is selfish and disconnected. Or is it more of that higher vibration of love, which knows that everything is, that I don't want to say non-ego because it's a part of it. The ego is part of the human experience, but it comes from a place of higher goodness, right? I'm sure you know what I'm talking about here, but I just don't feel like this person used their power in the best possible way, which led to some sort of challenge that we need to forgive and learn and grow from. Now, what's coming in above you? The 9 of Pentacles. I love the 9 of Pentacles coming in. Now, for some of you, you did use your powers for good. I will say that because some of you thought that something was in your highest good, and it may have certainly been in your highest good, but I feel like someone didn't take it that way. Maybe someone else thought you misused your powers when you needed to do what you needed to do to set a healthy boundary, to feel more empowered. But I still get a little bit of trickery here. I feel like someone tricked you, or maybe their own energy tricked them. They may have got a taste of their own medicine is what I'm getting here as well. But the 9 of Pentacles is the card of creating a life that you love, a life that you're proud of, one that you don't have to be dependent on anything or anyone. And if you are in a relationship, you're able to trust. You're able to go off on your own and do your own thing. And you're able to trust that your partner loves you and that they're going to support you and be there and be honest with you, and that you have this team energy. And I feel like someone may have jeopardized that connection. This could be 2 females here. Okay, 9 of Pentacles, Magician. This could just be someone that was receiving all the energy, receiving compliments or receiving praise, and that kind of fed or boosted their ego. And again, someone may have got a taste of their own medicine. They didn't like it. Okay, but the 9 of Pentacles, I feel, is you embracing all that you have, because if you are manifesting from a place of highest good, you're going to feel so much better about your life. You're going to feel so much better about you. You're going to feel so much better about what it is you manifest in your world, because it's coming from, a place of love and higher intentions, not of selfishness and ego, low ego, or inflated ego. Nine of Pentacles also can be the card of embracing in life's luxuries, right? Hard work paying off, achieving those goals, because you are a very strong Capricorn. You have resilience, but you also have a big, beautiful heart, and you want to give people the benefit of the doubt here. And I feel like some of you may have gave someone the benefit of the doubt, but they backstabbed you. The 10 of Swords can be a backstabbing energy. And you're thinking, well, what the hell? I gave this person, I knew this person was powerful. Why did they use their power in a bad way, or a way that wasn't for the highest intention? Or maybe it was, but you didn't understand it to be that way, or vice versa. So what's coming in the near future? Okay, Nine of Swords. So Nine of Swords and 10 of Swords, there's a little bit of, again, diving into an uncomfortable situation, facing it here head on. And sometimes that's difficult to do because we want to avoid stirring the pot. We don't want things to be challenging, right? We don't want there to be war. We don't want there to be negativity and fights and arguments. Now, some of you could be losing sleep over a situation here, but remember, what you're bringing in, what you're manifesting is a sense of independence, a sense of inner strength and power from within that can absolutely manifest in your outer world. So know that you have that ability. That's what you're bringing in here. That's what you can manifest, because this is about you. But in the near future, I feel before you can get to this point, and you see, we don't see one cup in your whole reading at this time, which I feel like it could show up here, especially in your final outcome. But there needs to be an uncomfortable situation addressed here, Capricorn. Something that, again, hurt you. You felt like someone backstabbed you, misused their power, misused their rights. Okay, this could be a relationship where someone was shady in court, because this can be an ending. Maybe someone took something that didn't belong to them. Maybe there was an unfair settlement, but I feel like there was or will be or is a situation currently that's leaving you tossing and turning here. And it doesn't feel good. This Nine of Swords, it never feels good. This is a lot of mental thought. And that may be why your challenge this month is to gain some rest. Just back away from the situation the best that you can, because you may be too intertwined at this time, or there could still be a lot of pain and a lot of hurt. Even though we don't see the cups, I see the mind overworking. And I heard this reader the other day talk about the Three of Swords in such a profound way that really gave me some great insight into it. And she talked about how the Three of Swords is more of a mental energy. And she talked about how when we receive information through the Three of Swords, that's what causes us to feel that pain, that deep pain, because the Three of Swords is represented with the heart with a bunch of swords in it. So typically it's the information that we receive that can change our emotion at any given time. So for some of you, this was information heard. This was something someone said to you, or something that maybe wasn't said, it hasn't been said yet, that could even hurt you, right? You could be the receiver, you could be, on either end. If you are the one that may be asking for a divorce, even if you are the one that initiates and wants it, it doesn't mean that it's easy, right? Even if you are the one that ends a relationship or any situation, it doesn't mean that it's easy. It's because you're human and you're having these experiences, and they're difficult, they're challenging. But as Glennon Doyle says, we can do hard things. And I'm cheering you on, Capricorn, because you're going to get through this. This is something that, yes, it's causing a little bit of stress. Some of you may even need to buy or look into pillows, mattresses. Maybe you've just got a sleep number, or you've been looking into a new bedding system, sheets, blankets, pillows, body pillows, things of that nature. I also get sound machine, some sort of machine. Maybe it's a CPAP machine. Someone may snore, someone may toss and turn, or someone may be drinking alcoholic beverages that is interfering with their sleep, or taking some sort of medication that's affecting their sleep. If that is you in any of those scenarios, you may want to find healthy ways to sleep more soundly, okay? Maybe it's shutting electronics off before bed and putting them outside the room. It could be diffusing maybe lavender before bed, putting it on your pillow. It can be taking a look at your sleep patterns, whether it's through maybe some sort of a Fitbit or a CPAP machine, anything of that nature, Capricorn. But I feel like your sleep is very important, and that could be contributing to some of this stress because you're not getting enough of it here. So let's take a look and see how you're feeling. Page of Pentacles. It's in reverse though. So the Page of Pentacles in reverse is feeling like you invested in something or someone and you were left out in the cold, or you just didn't get what you've invested in. Okay, so perhaps you've put a lot of time and energy into a relationship and then it was cut off. And you're thinking, well, why the hell did I even spend my time on this person if it wasn't even going to go anywhere? Why did this person feed me promises that's not going anywhere? Right? This could be a situation where some of you, not all of you, maybe you've put a lot of time and energy trying to start a family. Maybe it has to do with adoption or children, in vitro, something like that. And you've put all this money into it and it hasn't paid off. Okay, I do sense here, Page of Pentacles, there is a little bit of wanting to manifest an opportunity, and an opportunity is manifested in the past, but not the way that you thought it was going to. Okay, not the way you thought it was going to. So because you have the dog here, some of you also could be up at night because you may have a pet who's going through some health issues, or it could even be a child. The child may have a cold, they're sick, maybe you have a newborn. This is the energy here of children, childlike, but I also get it's important for you to raise your vibrations to the higher polarity here of the Page of Pentacles in order for you to not take things so seriously, right? This Page of Pentacles, this could also be some sort of new opportunity in the physical world that is causing you to play, have fun, but ground your energy. You can see that this child has a, well, I was going to say a shovel, but it looks like a pooper scooper. I mean, some of you, maybe you need to clean up your front yard, but I do feel like this is symbolic here for grounding, getting your hands dirty, or just, not feeling so much in your head and getting out in nature, going for a walk, going in the woods, planting a tree, spending time maybe playing ball with your pet or your kid. This can also be, you see the swing in the background, something that brings about that inner child, having a little more fun here because something is too stuck or there's a seriousness when you're being reminded here to have a little bit of fun. All right, what's going on in your environment? The Death card. Whoo! Major transformational shifts here, Capricorn. The Death card is an ending, okay? And you're probably thinking, why am I here again? Right? Why am I here again? I already was there. Didn't I learn this lesson? Some of you are pointing the finger back at yourself and saying, you're falling into that maybe victim trap or victim mentality. That's not what this is about. So for those of you that may be saying, why is this happening to me again? Sometimes we need to repeat a lesson. We stay in situations, but sometimes it's really to grow our own determination and our own persistence and spiritual strength. And we go through these hard things because, again, we can do hard things. And the Death card here is saying you're undergoing a major spiritual transformation. This is the time of rebirth. It's a time of a transition. So don't resist. Don't hang on to something that must die or it's being reborn in a new way. I feel like this is a really great thing for you, even if you can't see it now. Okay, you are in that cocoon process. And as you've probably heard before, the cocoon is not fun. It's sticky, it's messy, it's gooey, right? And the butterfly probably thinks that it's trapped and it's going to die and it's fighting its way out and it's resisting, and it makes it all the worse because then the more it resists and the more that it fights, the more of the goo and the gunk it gets on its wings, and it thinks that it's just, in quicksand, sinking and sinking and sinking. But right when it thinks that it's going to sink and go all the way under is when that cocoon breaks open and that beautiful butterfly emerges. And you don't realize that when you're going through it. And I feel for a lot of you, this has to do with a big heart healing because all these butterflies are green and one's landed right on her shoulder, which happens to be her left shoulder. And there is also a beautiful butterfly here on her, right side of her heart chakra. So it's a balance of that masculine and feminine here, but it's also about opening yourself up to these new changes. beautiful energy here. Even though it feels sticky, it's going to be because there's something else here for you, something quite magnificent. And the hope and fear is to get out of this Eight of Swords, to get out of that trapped, imprisoned feeling, right? To get out of that icky, sticky, ooey gooey confinement of a cocoon that you're in, or an imprisonment. It could be a relationship that you feel tied to. It could be that you just feel stuck with a family member. Someone could literally be behind bars, or maybe you feel like you've been trapped in some sort of family dynamic. I just heard the word curse. Now, I'm not a big fan. I don't talk about curses or anything like that, but someone may have been told they were cursed, or someone may think that they're cursed. You're not. Just throwing that out there. You're not. It's part of the soul experience here. And you are coming out of this because you have the key. You hold the key. Look at that. It's right on her neck there. It's locked, but she holds the key. Sometimes this can be the card of self-imprisonment, but the hope here is that you realize that you hold the key and that you are able to unlock yourself from the situation. And actually, if you look at it, it's already unlocked, right? It's already open. It just looks to appear. The illusion itself appears to be locked, but you can see when you look up here that it's not. So there's some sort of illusion that you are breaking through that tells you that you're stuck, but you're really not. Okay, what's the final outcome here? Look at this. We have not one cup card. So let's see if there's the cup card in the final outcome. I'm hoping here for at least a 10 of cups. That would be wonderful, but it may take a little bit till we get there. So maybe even that new beginning, maybe Ace of Cups, Six of Cups, because some of you are feeling a little bit nostalgic. Okay, no, we have two pentacles here. We have the Eight of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. So we're still working on that cup, we see. We're still working on forgiving, of, opening our heart chakra. I mean, look at, you have so many pentacles and swords here. So this is a lot about being caught up in our own thoughts when it comes to this physical world. You're trying to balance everything. You have the two right on top of the eight, and you're wondering, how much more should I put into this? Right? How much more do I have to give? Can I balance this up here? Can I work on my own self-healing and, put it out into the outer world? But that's what we do. That's how we do it, is when we heal, the world heals. Right? When we take accountability and responsibility for what we need to work on, not what this person did or what they've done, or, who we need to forgive. When we can look inward and we work on our own self, which a lot of you have been, that's when it's able to flow more into the outer world. And we see that these things can come easier. So Eight of Pentacles here, when it comes to a relationship, some of you are trying to balance up, maybe even juggle up two different relationships. Now, it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be maybe a sister-in-law and, a spouse. It could be two different children. Some of you may have even had children cut you off because they said, well, you gave them something different than you gave me growing up. You showed them more love than maybe you showed me. So I'm getting a little bit of back and forth here. Now you have the two because this is about not taking on so much, Capricorn, to the point where you feel overwhelmed. Some of you, this does have to do with maybe your money. Standing on your own 2 feet. Some of you may be trapped due to codependence financially to a situation, to a person, to a place, to a thing. And I feel like you're finding ways here to balance out that chaos, to bring more peace to your world and to continue working on your relationships. This is a very powerful energy, a deep reading. If you're in a relationship right now and everything's going great, this probably isn't the reading for you. But I do feel here, for those of you that are wanting a new beginning, you are doing the work here to balance things up in order for you to find that cup of love. I'm going to pull one more card just to get a sneak peek maybe into the end of the year, or a sneak peek into 2024, because I really feel like there's that cup that wants to come out here for you. Okay, well, there's the Wheel of Fortune. So there's the turning point, and we have the King of Wands. So a turning point in your life, and this could be meeting someone, could be a fire sign for some of you Capricorns, and for others of you, I feel like there's a major turning point when it does come to you taking charge of your destiny. So again, it's so crazy. I haven't I haven't had a reading in quite some time where there's not one cup card. And maybe some of you are just focused on, your career, focused on your finances, your stability, the physical, the tangible at this time. But when the King of Wands shows up, this is a sneak peek, whether this is you embracing the archetype and embracing this new turning point, because there will be a turning point coming in here. Don't give up hope. I see this happening for you. You deserve love. There's true love. There is a romance here of a lifetime or a soulmate that shows up in the form of a friendship, a pet, a family member, a lover. There's someone coming in here, if not already, who wants to help you through some situations or wants to be your partner, right? Wants to love you and accept you for all of the pieces here. So there could be something to choose here coming up in the outcome. Two of Pentacles. You may have a choice to make when it comes to someone important or significant in your world. Let's get a message from the wisdom of the Oracle. Okay, they're giving me the name here, Eric. Eric, if that is your name or someone you're dealing with, Eric. All right, what do we need to know here for Capricorn, please? What do we need to know for Capricorn? Thank you. The Fates, card 17. Wow. This is a really powerful card, and I believe it really sums up the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change. Let's see here. Card 17. It's also the star card in tarot. So the stars are aligning here for you, even when it doesn't feel that way, Capricorn. It certainly doesn't feel that way when you're in an 8 or a 9 of swords energy. But this is about fate. It can be a karmic cycle or a karmic relationship. And again, there's a difference between curse, which again, I don't believe in curses or look into curses and that kinds of stuff, but there can certainly be karmic cycles. And basically, karma gets such a bad rap. The word karma itself is thrown around in a negative context, but basically the law of karma is choices that you make. There is an outcome from, whether it's a choice someone else makes and we are the receiver or we're part of it because it's all intertwined, or it's choices that we've made. And because we've just had Libra in the South Node, it's all about that karmic cycle, spinning up and tying up loose ends when it comes to relationships or karmic cycles that we've learned, so we can forgive and step into that new pattern. It says acceptance that there are things that you cannot change and knowing what those things are. The serenity prayer sums up the meaning of this card. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. There are things, Capricorn, in life that we never have control over. The conditions brought on by the evolution of the collective, by nature, and by your past experiences may be fated, preordained by spirit for a greater purpose that you can't understand in this lifetime. Other people are who they are. We can't change them. The challenge is to accept them as they are and not try to make them otherwise to suit you. And we talked about that earlier as well. So many times we say, again, if only this person were this, that, or the other, they'd be more lovable, or I'd love them more. It'd be easier. But we can't change. We can lead a horse to water, but we can't make it drink, right? So it says here, try not to make them otherwise to suit you. This is a time to look at how you attempt to mold people to fit your view of how they should be so you can remain in the relationship and avoid discomfort. That's why you have the 9 of Swords, right? This is discomfort. There's something that needs to be addressed here. In order to bring you the peace that you truly seek, in order for you to have this liberation, this death energy of a fresh start or a renewal, there needs to be something that is addressed. It says here, what if who they are, Capricorn, whether this is your sibling, your sister, your brother, your soulmate, your friends, what if who they are and whatever is happening between you and them is perfect from the perspective of spirit? Now is the time to accept what you cannot change, even if it means that you honor yourself, spirit, and the other person by moving on. Love unconditionally, for each of us is on our own journey, and we cannot direct that of another. Be aware that this relationship is indeed fated and you are meant to evolve into a better version of yourself as a result of it. Absolutely. And this is basically sums up the energy of this entire reading all in one here. Because some of you are still going through, or you will be going through if you're not already, some uncomfortable situations here, we're going to read the protection message because this could help you out at this time. It's difficult to understand why painful things happen to good people. Fate is a mystery after all, yet what we do with our circumstances, the way in which we respond to life's challenges, is how we rise up to greet our destiny. Now is one of those times to be aware of your powerlessness, to change certain situations and surrender to acceptance. Hang in there, life will only get better. Act as if you believe that, for the only thing that you can control right now, Capricorn, is your attitude. When you align with the fates, being mindful of what you can and cannot change, serenity will come to you. There it is. There's that serenity piece that we've been talking about, right? Here it is. That's the challenge, is to find that serenity, that peace, that rejuvenation. But in order to do so, we must surrender and trust that, yes, this too shall pass. These things don't last forever, but we can honor the emotions and we can honor, what's happening, and we can even honor the other person for partaking in this divine situation, divine interaction, or divine argument that may have taken place. Okay, we can accept that everybody plays their role, and it can help us know that some of these things, yes, they're out of our control, but they're for our highest good. That is what I have for you, Capricorn. It's not going to resonate with everyone. This is a pretty deep, intense reading, as a lot of the love and family ones have been for the month of November. And I get it. It can be a very challenging time of the year, especially if you are alone or if you've lost loved ones. But I believe in you. Spirit believes in you. It's important that you believe in you, Capricorn, and know that there are better times ahead. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Hopefully this resonates. If so, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. It certainly helps get the divine channel messages out there to those that need it most. And it certainly helps the growth of the channel, which I greatly appreciate. Thank you so much for being here. Like, subscribe, hit that bell button. Lots of love to you, Capricorn.